Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello, Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And become a member. Join Patreon. Also, wraithax.eth domain name. Shout out to photographer Steve Cannon for sending me that what looks like a stripper pole somebody mentioned in my last video. It's a actually giant piece of what he does. I'll go more over on that in another live stream, but basically professional photographer, does amazing work. Link down below to his Predator project. Anyway, it's been a while. It's been a couple days, so I'm just going to go over a couple days really quickly about a lot of these things that's happened since I've been gone. Since you've been gone. And then we'll go from there. Comment down below your favorite part. It's going to be a mess, but it's going to be really fun. So Veve viral post, let's say it's 2025, and Veve official has enabled interoperability and OMI to NFT, and Ecomi is listed on major exchanges, plus rolled out the sale of bronze tickets. Veveverse land has accessory for OMI that burns. Would you still be upset about what has happened and the delays that have occurred between 2021 and 2023? 31% said yes, they'd still be angry, and 69% says no, I'd be happy. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. I was one of the 69% that says no, I'd be happy. Again, you really do tend to forget the vicissitudes of the last couple of years or whatever time frame you're looking at when the good times are rolling. I don't think a lot of these people would really be exiting the project or claiming they're exiting the project and then not exiting the project, if people's bags were, they were up back to the highs of 2022, 2021, etc. So Marvel World Heroes is now live in New Zealand. Download and start your superhero journey today. People are like, oh, is this... and they did partner with Niantic for this. They're like, okay, well... So people are asking, oh, does this mean that we're not getting a Marvel-verse in the Veve-verse? Does this mean that Marvel is partnering up with Niantic and not with Veve for different things? And some people are saying, oh, well, didn't Al Kahn in one video say that we had a partnership with Niantic? Okay, so the Al Kahn video is like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not saying that we wouldn't have a partnership with Niantic, even if public or not public. And don't ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT is really wrong on a lot of things. It said the other day a couple of things that really don't go with what's been happening. But I will say that regardless of what... You can have two different things at once. Like, I think Disney has like a Disney Collect where you can collect like stickers, very similar to what was on Quid before, Disney Marvel X that partnership. Just because they have Veve doesn't mean they can't have other ventures. Same thing with DC. Just because DC is on Veve doesn't mean that they can't do other stuff like Hero, like Bat Cows, like any of the comics that are on Palm. They can do multiple things. So the fact that Marvel's World of Heroes is on, they're partnering with Niantic on something. Again, this is just the beta version. That's why they're only releasing in New Zealand. You really don't want to go and release something worldwide you get a whole lot of bugs. So they're doing it with a small community right now. We'll see where it goes. I don't think there's any connection to Veve here, but again, they can do other things and still have maybe they be one of the IP worlds in the metaverse, in Veveverse. I don't know. I think that'd be really too wonderful, just because that's, the IP branded worlds you think would be something smaller, maybe like Kripkins. Cartoon Network would be great. We haven't really done much with them in a while, but comment down below all the licenses you'd want to see in the Veveverse. Anyway, moving on. We do have Mitch going to, on a couple of links saying, appreciate your feedback and analysis, talking to Paul Barron. And we have someone named Miki going and saying, hey, Mitch, when can we expect new MCP and OUP articles? We've had very modest expectations. Clear roadmap and current MCP and OUP articles was supposed to be released a few days ago after the AMA. What's happened? So Mitch has gone and says, well, we are working on it. And as I can tell you, we are slightly delayed in getting the information out, as you can tell. But it's for good reason. Everything we communicate is scrutinized and analyzed. Extra care and attention is never a bad thing. So Send This to Trip says it's very true, as is timelines though. Community sentiments are at an all-time low and could easily rebound with deliverables that were promised to be released in 2021 and 2022. Articles are good, but we need something tangible in the app. Moving goalposts has been a huge wet blanket to the fam. And Mitch Mack, not running away from the question, says correct, but I would also prefer to spend the bulk of the effort and focus on doing and not talking. So let us do. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm there for that. Shout out to a buddy of mine that had bought a Veve logo. He's been here since the Earth 2 days a couple years ago, and we're happy to have him in the fam. Moving on. Something that I don't think people are, that I don't think anyone's addressed outside of myself. And comment down below if they have. We have the Collectibles Guru, who made a video on March 8th, so over a month ago, says, "This kid's reaction to pulling a holographic Charizard is so great. Y'all just witnessed a core memory." And it was a video of a kid pulling a Charizard, and as kids do, going insane because it's heckin' awesome. Charizard is like one of the main Pokemon. Anyway, David Yu happened to go and retweet it. And again, this video was made over a month ago. So either David was keeping this in his back pocket, be like, okay, we're going to wait for something good to happen with the Pokemon negotiations. I'll retweet it. Now, again, that's, so he could have just been sent that video, be like, hey, look at this. This is awesome. And he could have just retweeted that. That's very possible as well. But David knows by now that every single comment, every single tweet and retweet that is made by him on his account is looked into heavily. I don't think he would have done this unless he's trolling. I don't think he would have done this unless the negotiations with Pokemon were going well. Or maybe, he's trying to swing the fence and say, oh, hey, look at just this tweet. People are going crazy. Anyway, moving on. We have MB Randolph saying, "We launched Netflix 25 years ago today." And this was a couple days ago. "We crashed our servers, ran out of mailing labels, and ended the day with 200 customers. Today, we have more than 200 million. Back then, I just wanted to start a company that sold something on the internet. We believed that there had to be a better way to rent movies. We ended up providing that a handful of people with a crazy idea, a bit of determination, and we realized it can change the world. I'm proud of what Netflix has become, and I'm proud of what we accomplished. And I'm certainly proud of Netflix and chill. I never saw that coming. But I'm proudest of the fact that I didn't listen when everyone, and I mean everyone, told me that it will never work." I think it sounds familiar, and I think we can learn from him. Again, not financial advice, but what did Captain America say in Civil War? Like, even if your friends, the government, the press are telling you that something wrong is something right, and they tell you to move, it is your job to plant yourself like a tree behind the river of truth and say, no, you move. I bought a little more OMI this weekend. I'm at 160.25 million, so I bought an extra 250,000 OMI. As the price goes below, 0007371, so whatever it is, I'll be there. I'll be buying. I will be going back to work this week, and I will be going and using those funds I'm trying to buy another logo. I'll get into the top 500 wallets a little bit later in this video, but I will be buying another logo at some point. That might take me a little while because, again, kind of building a business from the ground up does take some time. And then, more OMI. As long as it stays down here, I could get up to 165. I can get at 169. I could go beyond. We'll see what happens, but that's what I'm doing. I don't want to sell anything in order to live. I want to go and make incredible gains. So that is what I'm doing. Again, it's not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of top 500 wallets, I have talked about the secret rare Eye of Agamotto. That is right now the scarcest. That is the scarcest Infinity Stone that we have. I think it was like 2,100 of them, which probably means that there's maybe 1,100 of them, 1,500, because you could be damn sure that at least 30% of those are locked up. And I don't mean like locked up like, oh, they're in diamond hands. Of course, many are. But I mean that people that had bot accounts, people that accounts are frozen, et cetera, whatever you want to call it, that is the scarcest Infinity Stone we have. And if we have the Soul Stone come out in the next month or so, and that Soul Stone has 3,400 mints, 3,000 mints, 25, whatever it is, if the Secret Rare Eye of Agamotto stays the scarcest, it will probably go up. It will probably go up to, I don't want to make any price predictions, crazy ones, but it'll probably go a couple $100s. That being said, if the Soul Stone comes out and it's super scarce, you have to do some type of burning for it, then it would be, the potential for that Secret Rare Eye of Agamotto would go down. So I had sold my Secret Rare Eye of Agamotto to a friend for a very good price at $375. And I had told this friend I would do it for them when I was the floor at like 405. I was like, listen, it goes between usually 400 and 450. I'll give it to you for $375 just because you're a friend. She wanted one. And then like 2 days later, after she got her ETH out of the account, and her account, whatever, it went up to like 490. I was like, oh my God. But I'm a man of my word, so I still did it for $375. But I'm just letting you guys know my moves. And I did that so I can go and and really try to get into these top 500 wallets. Top 500 wallets, the last time, and I'll show you his name, is calculated by someone saying Noldor Alive over on the Twitter. And he goes and says, okay, here's the top 500 wallets. Here's how many places people move. And this has really nothing to do with MCP, because you could be in the top 500 wallets and not really have any good MCP ranking. Again, what I've been doing is I've been going and taking a lot of the comics that are like under $2. I've bought maybe 100 comics that were between $1.60 and $1.80. There are at any point in time probably no comics on the Veve app that are less than $1.80, just because I buy them all. I take all the cheap ones, and I'll show you guys real quick what I'm doing. Out of the 269 comics that I have, which is not a lot, many people have thousands of comics. You know, I got my rare 192 Hit Monkey that I probably won't sell unless someone wants to pay a decent amount for it. Many of these things, you know, I'll get on the drop and I'll keep them because, like, whatever. But some of these things, like Captain America, The Death of Captain America, Fallen Sun, I have 9 of those, and the comic is okay. Why do I have it? Because they're cheap. I bought them between $1.60 and $1.85. Uncanny X-Men. These are all the ones. The Thor, God of Thunder #1. Another Captain America. There's 5 of these Captain America Fallen Sun ones. Apparently nobody likes them. I think is probably pretty cool. Everyone that I have multiple ones of, with the exception of Vengeance and the Point One. That's the first appearance of Ms. Marvel in Point One and the first appearance of America Chavez in Vengeance. I have those just because I really like those comics. I think those are for the future. But the ones that I'm buying really for the top 500 wallets to get those in are Captain Marvel #14. We have Squirrel Girl. We got Spider-Man #5. Marvel Team Up #1. New Mutants Annual #2. We have Spider-Man #2. Another Captain America. Again, I'm just showing you guys my moves, telling you what I'm doing. 31 West Coast Avengers. I'm doing this just because I want to get in that top 500 wallets. And I've said that I've kind of beaten that point to death, but why? There's a show called Billions where it's a really good show. Paul Giamatti, you see him in a whole new light. Damian Lewis, and in one of the episodes, in the first season, it's like the first couple of episodes, there's a building that has a name that he doesn't like on it. And he goes and he pays $100 million to get the naming rights for that building. And what does he do? He puts his name up on there. Why? People love to put their names on things, especially men. And Jeremy Padour he's such a good friend. He's such a good, an amazing guy. He had told me before about diversifying and going and, not putting all your eggs in one basket, like the proper way to invest. I think in Hell on Wheels, one of the guys that he's in Con Air, but he's in Hell on Wheels, a really good dude. He goes and says, only a fool doesn't diversify. And he says that in like the last season. But after I had gone on and said, I just bought every Marvel comic on the Veve app that was under $1.80 or 1.8 gems or under, get a top 500 wallets within a week. I think I'm in it right now. Also saving up for that third Veve logo, etc., etc. We had Jeremy Padour saying, Randy, when I suggested diversification, this wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Your passion and drive will serve you well in this lifetime. I think it already has. Whether this is that moment will only be told by time, but your moment will come one way or the other. I have to thank him for the kind words. I think I already did. This is not special to me. This is not insignificant. This is not something where, this is just happening to Chavez and that's it. I'd said directions unclear, buying up entire market. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. There's a lot to look forward to. It'll make more people do what I'm doing. On the collectible side anyway, OMI is a whole other beast. So let me say that again. There's a lot to look forward to. It'll make more people do what I'm doing. What does that mean? It means that with everything that's going to come to light in the next couple months, when you have OMI to NFT, when you have the wait list coming up, where you have MCP fully rolled out for everyone, I think like 40% of people or 30-something% of people still don't have MCP or they don't have their ranking. Now that you can use the points now anyway. But when you have that in conjunction with the beta of the Veveverse, which again, the first iteration will just be the showroom, but phase 2 of their Veveverse plan should roll out in Q4. And then after OMI Utility, which will happen probably in Q3, you might have an exchange. when all of these things happen and suddenly, life is breathed back into the Veve app, life is breathed into the OMI token, and you have people, like, again, there are some people here in this community that have maybe never gotten attention before. And now they have attention, maybe they're acting the wrong way. What do you think is going to happen to some people that, and it doesn't matter, what level of maturity they are, what level of investor they are, when they see a couple thousand, 10,000, 100,000 people come into this and they say, oh, I could be, the shepherd, I could be someone that knows what they're doing. I could be someone in this community, and all I have to do is make it into the top 500 wallets. And again, this is just one way of measuring success, however you want to define that. You have so many other people, and again, why I brought up naming rights, why I brought up, men really liking their names on things. We write our name in the freaking snow for, comment down below if you get that reference. There will be a point in time where there's not going to be any comic under $2. There's not going to, already there's no collectible under $2. There's already the lowest collectible, I think, is the rabbit, the year of the bunny, the uncommon. It's like $240, $250. There will come a point in time where there's no collectible under, I don't know, $3 or $4. There'll be no comic that's under $2 or $3. Why? Because everyone's going to be doing this. And when I say everyone that this applies to, it could be 1% of people that want to do this. But if you have even just 100,000 people, active users on the app, there's still 1,000 people that'd be doing this. And now, obviously, I think I'm one of the only ones right now that's doing this. So we could, if we extrapolate from here, and we have 16,000 active users, that is 0.0006%. So obviously a lot less than that. Obviously a lot less than 1%. But again, that is with 16,000 users. We have 160,000 users, and then let's say there's 10 of me. And as the amount of OMI, as OMI goes up, and we have that OMI to NFT, and we have OMI to Gem, all of these tickets, and suddenly people have some found money, suddenly I don't just have, $100-ish, $150,000 anymore. Suddenly, if we go and we have, OMI does a 3, a 4x, something by the end of the year, and we have suddenly I've $500,000 again, and it's like, okay, now we're cooking with gas. Now we have something where I don't care about spending $10,000, whatever, to sustain myself in the top 500 or even get into the top 100. You have multiple people doing that. Again, I'm just one person. There's going to be people that are going to have a lot more money than me. There's going to be people that want this a lot more than me. There's going to be people buying so much of these lower and cheap collectibles. And again, I'm not buying these Squirrel Girl comics. I'm not buying these West Coast Avengers, first appearance of Jeff the Land Shark. I'm not buying them because I think they're going to go to the moon. I think they're going to 6x. Could they probably 2x? Yeah, if I'm buying a comic for $1.50, I'm pretty sure it can go to $3 at some point, just from money going into the app. But again, that's not why I'm buying. I'm not doing it for like the flip. These I probably won't ever sell, not because like they're special to me, but just because, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to try to sell something you bought at $1.50 for $4.50 when you have hundreds of them? No, it's not really worth it. Maybe if you want to do, like, if Veve comes and does a bulk buy, you could do something like that. I could have made this its own video. We have a lot more news to go over. I'll do like a part 2 tonight. This is just the beginning. There are going to be more and more people like me coming that are going to be much more successful, much more wealthy, much more adamant about getting their names on not just the top 500. They'll be like, anyone get in the top 500. They would want to get into the top 100. They would, and just right now, again, this is as of 2 days ago, to get into the top 100, which takes some time, you need to have 2,336 collectibles. That's collectibles and comics combined. That's even if you go and you happen to get everything for an average of $2, coming in and getting that's $4,600 to get in there. But again, that's if you get everything at $2. Like, how many of these collectibles and comics are going to be this low for this long? Not a lot. Not a lot. Eventually, it's going to go to $3 and $4 and $5. If they do like a massive mint run of something, and again, like we're buying comics where maybe it's not that great. Again, the Year of the Bunny. How many of those are really going to be? How many of those are really going to be wanted by so many people? I did see an older woman in the airport yesterday where she had a stamp sweater. I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. I was going to talk to her because she had like an Elvis stamp. She had a Day of the Dead stamp on. I was like, oh my God. But she was like with her granddaughter. They were deep in conversation. I couldn't. Yeah, this is, things are going to get fairly scarce fairly quickly. And again, out of the 7 or 8 million collectibles that have been sold on here, we have 900,000 to a million accounts that are locked up because they're believed to be bots, they're believed to have whatever, and they all have at least one collectible in them. It's very possible that you have 1.5 or even 2 million collectibles that are locked up and might never see the light of day again. So yeah, the minimum on these will probably go up just because of people like me, not including people that actually enjoy the stuff. Anyway, guys, that being said, I'll do more videos. We have a lot to catch up on. But I hope you all liked it. Comment down below your favorite part. And everyone say goodbye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.